Well, I apologise if there's some background noise. The neighbours' kids are out playing in the garden. We've got the clutch side housing from this this Sport, on which the clutch has been leaking, and I discovered problems with the dowels and so on. So I've made a new set of dowels, and these were originally 5mm, and I picked up an 13/64 inch reamer, which is a little over 5.1mm. So I was able to just take the holes in the clutch basket and the drive gear out slightly, and I've made some new dowels, and that all fits together nicely with no slop, so that's that problem solved. Now obviously this all got cleaned up, and when I had it apart, just to be on the safe side, I took the oil pressure relief valve apart, and not too serious, but once it refocuses, here we have the ball from the pressure relief valve, and if I roll it over, get it into the right orientation, you can see that one side is all black with corrosion. You see the contrast there fairly clearly. So it's got a little bronze seat in there, which was fine, and I had on the shelf a little tub marked balls, and this had come from Benji Straw, Phil Smith's Small Engines, somewhere in that chain of spares that I purchased a while back, and had headstock bearings and a packet of the 8mm balls that are for the pressure relief valve, so that got a new ball, and now this is all ready to go back onto the engine. The gasket didn't survive the casing being removed, and this is a used gasket, and to be honest it's probably usable, but it's a genuine factory gasket, but I keep this for checking the quality of any gaskets I buy in, and I ordered a set of clutch side cover gaskets, so we have them all ready to go on, and the next job will be refitting this housing, getting the clutch all reassembled. To get this assembly ready to go back on, I'm going to put the clutch basket and primary gear back together. So I'm just going to give the oil seal a little coating of oil. And wipe the excess from the face. Just want it on the lip. We've got a steel sleeve on the alloy clutch basket as a wear surface. Just give that a touch of oil. And drop the basket through the seal. And we've got our primary drive gear. With its two new dowels. And we'll just line the dowels up. And slide that together. And we can flip back over and fasten it all back together. Now I'm just going to run these down, and I won't torque them until it's assembled back on the bike and I've got something to work against. As you can see, everything's really nice and clean in here. There was a fair amount of sludge in the base of this engine, possibly due to some kind of oil additive having been used, and some of it had accumulated in here. But I cleaned washed the sump out and cleaned everything up in here. The oil pump has been off and flushed through. It's very, very important, if you remove the side casing, that this little neoprene oil seal does not get dislodged. This is the output from the oil pump, goes through the side casing and feeds the crankshaft, and then your pressure relief valve is a little further up. And big disaster if you don't get that seal in there. Now when I come to reassemble it, I'll get my oil can and I'll prime the pump and I'll prime the crankshaft so that they're all nicely pre-oiled. And I've raided my bolt box and found a couple of long M6 bolts and machined the head off, and that gives me a pair of long studs that hold the gasket in place and will let me slide the side casing on without having to worry about dislodging the kickstart. I don't usually have any trouble. The main thing is you put a finger on the end to hold it in place, but these will just make the job easier. And once that's done, the clutch can go back together. I can attach the primary gear and the basket together in the side casing. Then they go on with the side casing. The sleeve then gets put down the middle, and we need to seal it to the shaft with some Hylamar, which hadn't been done on this early bike, which is probably why the clutch was leaking. That and the fact that they hadn't adopted an oil seal on the end of the clutch push rod. And most bikes would have been upgraded over the years, but this one unfortunately hadn't, and that was why the whole bottom of the engine was caked with oil and the clutch was all soaked. I've yet to actually wash down the clutch plates, but that won't take long, and we can get it all back together, and then we can fill it up with oil and fire it up. I've done quite a few other bits and pieces. The carburetors are back together, refitted, and are just waiting their slides and their throttle cable sorting out. The headstock's been dismantled and reballed and relubricated, and the front wheel has received new wheel bearings. The shoes have all been cleaned up. The pivots all lubricated. New tyres gone on. My new tyre soap works very nicely, and these rims are nowhere near as much of a problem as the cast wheels can be. The forks have been cleaned, new seals, new dust caps, and it's had new brake cables. The speedo drive has all been cleaned and relubricated, and everything fed correctly through where it's supposed to be. So we're getting pretty close. Being able to get it off the bench would be a good thing, because I have to get my bike up on the bench and fix the rear brake, which I appear to have worn out. And the track day is on the 7th of July, so I haven't got long.